The Wilmington Rotary Club would like to invite everyone to join us on Friday, November 16th at the Wilmington Knights of Columbus for our annual auction. This is our largest fundraising event of the year, with proceeds going toward high school scholarships and other Rotary charities. Auction items will be previewed at 6 p.m. with the live auction beginning promptly at 7. This year, we have a wide variety of items, ranging from a high school musical basket to a barbecue catered at your home. The evening will be capped off with our grand annual $10,000 cash drawing. Winchester Hospital has been kind enough to provide a free buffet for us, and a cash bar will also be available. This is a great opportunity to get some early holiday shopping done while supporting your local community. We look forward to seeing you there.
Rotary does so much for people, not only here in Wilmington but worldwide, and Wilmington Rotary is no exception. Locally, we get involved in the scholarship program for Wilmington residents every year, and as you've already heard, we've already contributed $250,000 in scholarship money to graduating seniors. We also maintain the Rotary Park near the center of town. Locally, Wilmington Rotary is very busy, but we're also busy supporting other activities throughout the world. Most recently, we helped to put in an irrigation and water system not only in Thailand, but in a village in Zambia. The biggest fundraiser for the year is the Wilmington Rotary Auction, which this year takes place on Friday, November 16th at the Wilmington Knights of Columbus. You'll be seeing articles displayed on this program tonight for some of the items that will be auctioned off that night. Whether you want to bid on an item for the Rotary auction, perhaps donate an item for the Rotary auction, or if you'd be able to support us in our $10,000 raffle, whatever you can do to help the Wilmington Rotary would be very helpful to us. I appreciate your support. Please join us on the 16th of November, Friday night at the Knights of Columbus for the annual Wilmington Rotary auction. Thank you.
And I've had 30 great years in Rotary in Wilmington. And I have been involved in many, many projects. And there are some projects that even our current members don't know about. The lights on the Common were put on there by Rotary in the early 80s. The lights, the Rotary Park was nothing but a swamp. And we took that over, we put the pathways in, put the lights in there, we put the sprinkler in the middle of the pond, which isn't working, so don't go looking for it. And we've done a good job of trying to maintain the park. But besides that, as Harry had said, we have done an awful lot for senior citizens, Wilmington High School, the Wilmington Fire Department, donations, and the health center, which when it first started was not controlled by Winchester Hospital. It was individuals within the town, and we contributed very heavily to that. We were very much involved, and that's going back a little bit in history. Now, it's a great group of people. The fellowship is super. And as the years go by, the membership gets a little lower than it was. Back in the late 80s, we had 65 people in the club. And now we're down a little lower than that, probably about 48, 49. Only because the economy has changed. People don't have the time. They have to work more hours to keep up with what they need to pay in their own life. But we run this auction and this $10,000 drawing, and we've had it now since the early 80s. And it's what we use to pay all the bills for all the donations we do in this town, which people don't even know about sometimes. And when I was president, I took in a bundle of money, but I spent more than I took in. And I'm talking in the big figures. Because that's what we do. That's what we got going. We got this auction and this drawing coming up that we hope that the people in town will go looking and get involved in it. It's not a lot of money to get involved with, but this is what we need to do the things that we've been doing in this town. Well, in my 30 years, I can say that. But please, go looking. You get notices all around town, you'll see. And it's in the KSC Hall, November 16th. And we can use all the support we can get. Thank you very much.
Now, the next item, right here. All four of these Ninja Turtles have names. I don't know what this one's name is. Is it Donaldson, Trippleson, Smithelson? I have no idea. Leonardo. Aha. Somebody thought it could have been Jim Maselli wearing a mask. Only kidding, Jim. We know you get back in. Only kidding. Who is this, Nicholson? Tomlinson. What do we say? Leonardo. Leonardo was donated by a friend of the Wilmington Rotary. Aha. Now, what you've all been waiting for. Get back there, Leonardo. Don't knock over that vase. I should get paid for babysitting. What can we have here? This is on table D. This is number 222. Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. This again donated by a friend of the Wilmington Rotary. He gave an awful lot of presents, this friend of the Wilmington Rotary. Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
It has been just phenomenal to look back and see how we've been serving the community and all the different things that we can do for the poor, the needy, the young people of the community. I'm actually very proud that the year I was president in 1989, I actually started the Interact Club at the high school, and that is an offspring of the Rotary Club. And the kids now are involved in all kinds of service work, and it's just wonderful to see the kids. They come to our lunches at times. They're involved with different projects with the Rotarians. And years later, I'm in a business networking group now, and just last week we inducted a member into the group that was one of my first interactors, and I thought, oh my God, I feel old, but it was wonderful to see somebody like that that's still in this community and is still willing to give back to the community.
The amount of money they give back to the town in scholarships and in lifelines to the elderly, food baskets to the elderly on a monthly basis, the Christmas project, you outfit a child from underwear to outerwear and everything in between. That's the best part.
You'll hear this time and time again. People say it's great to give back to the community. I just feel what little we do can help so many people in such an enormous way. It makes you feel wonderful. The playing ground is not equal. People in third world countries don't get the same opportunities as we do. And we can change that. We can make it a little bit more, make the playing ground a little bit more even.
Could you dedicate yourself to a worthy cause? Could you go the distance to keep a child healthy? Could you travel to the other side of the world to help eliminate polio? Could you? A Rotary member could. We're dedicated to connecting children with vaccinations and ending polio worldwide. All it takes is one person to make a difference, like me, like you. Could you help change the world? Will you? Rotary. Humanity in motion.
Hi, I'm Sean Neville, 1999 graduate of Wilmington High School. You might remember me from Sideline Sports, which aired on this station almost a decade ago. Well, I was able to turn that experience and some others into where I am today. I'm coming to you from Washington, D.C., where I currently work behind the scenes as a producer for Hearst Argyle Television. We feed out Washington news stories across the country, including back home in Boston. After Wilmington High, I was able to go on to Syracuse University and major in broadcast journalism. I did so thanks to a number of scholarships, including the Wilmington Rotary Scholarship. I'm here today to remind you that the Rotary auction is coming up on Friday, November 16th at the Wilmington Knights of Columbus. This is the largest annual fundraiser for this group, and over the years it's raised more than $250,000. That money goes to scholarships for Wilmington graduates, which has been going on for 20 years now. I want to encourage you to consider buying a raffle ticket for the $10,000 drawing or participating in the auction itself. Once again, Friday, November 16th. I appreciate all that Rotary was able to do for me and get me where I am today, and I hope that you'll be able to help them out and help future graduates out as well. Thanks.
I think there are many benefits to being a Rotarian. The fellowship, the charitable works that Rotary has done in Wilmington over the past 60 years. And in my particular case, I think the biggest benefit that I get from Rotary is the reward that I get from being the chairman of the Rotary Club Scholarship Fund Trust. Yeah, the Scholarship Fund Trust is the group of Rotarians. It's the club itself, but the Scholarship Fund Trust is in charge of distributing scholarship funds every year to Wilmington High School graduates. Actually, Wilmington residents, most of whom are Wilmington High School graduates. In the past 20 years, we've distributed over $260,000 in scholarships. And our average annual donation in scholarships is about $15,000. So it's probably the largest charitable donation that the club gives away on an annual basis.
The benefit of the Rotarian is you can do things as a club that would be impossible as an individual. This past year, our club has been proud to sponsor the installation of 2 clean, drinkable wells in a village in Zambia. Because of our club and because of Rotary International, we put together enough money to install that. And the fundraiser was a little thing for us, just one night, but I can assure you that it's going to change everybody's life in that whole village forever. And if that's not enough reason to become a Rotarian, then I guess I'm missing the point.
Because of them, 5 million people do not have polio. Because of them, families will not have to beg for a meal tonight. Because of them, thousands of high schoolers will never be known as dropouts. They are the 1.2 million members of Rotary, everyday people working together to push hope forward. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Harry, you want to jump right in that float?
Well, I want to show it, Bill. I'm getting attached to this, as we say.
All right. Item 221, the float. It's a 3-piece float. Harry's holding up the palm tree. The main float is obvious, and then we even have we're mixed emotions whether that's a moon or whether it's a banana, but we think it's a moon. Half moon, quarter moon, quarter moon.
You teach math, Bill? You did it one time?
I was not a math teacher, no, Harry's history teacher.
Okay. That's an 8th moon, Bill.
There we go. Float, item number 221. Seriously, anyone with a pool would be interested in that. $22, that's a buy.
If you didn't have a pool, Bill?
If you don't have a pool, then you could buy this first and then get the pool next summer.
I see. Very good. Thanks, Bill. Go inside later on, right? You can get tomorrow an M&M. Bill, will you pick up those M&Ms?
I'm riding back here today in front of the Rotarians to show my gratitude for what they have done to help the PMC bike ride and the Boston Hospital Dana-Farber with blood platelets, and they've been a continued supporter of the PMC bike ride with me over the many years. And I know most all members in here personally, and it's just a great bunch of people, and they do great community work. They're always the first one to answer any call for any group that needs any kind of help, including all the sporting events for the younger generation and also the older generation. So they've been just such a supportive group to me and to all the people that I've known. So it's just a great organization.
I think it's service by itself is what we say, the good of mankind, but we do wondrous things we do. We raise an awful lot of money for scholarships, and we do a lot of international work. Wells in Africa, and doing clefts of the children with the cleft mouth. We send people over to do that. We, in turn, give a lot of aid to the elderly with the first alerts. Scholarships in town, we give more than anybody in the whole world, I think, giving scholarships to the high school kids. Not only in Wilmington High School, but in any school that's attended by students of Wilmington. That's Shawsheen and Austin Prep, St. John's, etc.
I've been in Rotary for 10 years. I originally went on Rotary. I'm a member of the school committee of Wilmington. I actually kind of grew up knowing about Rotary. My dad, even though I grew up in Wilmington, was a member of Lexington Rotary. And when I was in high school, they used to take me to Rotary once in a while, so I knew about Rotary. And then I was asked to join in Wilmington, again, because of the school committee. I think the thing that, for me, one of the best things is the friendships that I've made. They've been lasting, they've been wonderful. It's a sense of community. It's been just a joy in my life, and it's helped with the school system, obviously. You'll hear about the scholarships later that Rotary is involved in, and that's been a tremendous help to the students of Wilmington. I would have to say probably it is the scholarships, the amount of money that is given to the students of Wilmington every year. It's an awful lot of work, but it's something to be so proud of. We have wonderful, wonderful students in this town, not just to go to Wilmington High School, but wonderful seniors in Wilmington. And I think that that is just something that we're so proud of to be able to do every year.
Hi, my name's Fred Kane. My father was the founding president of Wilmington Rotary Club back in 1944. I first had my experience with the club as a junior Rotarian when I was in school back in the years of 1948 and 49. I got out of the service in July of '54, and the first week in August, my father brought me into the club as a additional member. In those days, you had limited classification, and you couldn't get in the club unless your classification was open. But during the years since I joined the club in 1954 and to present, I've been fortunate to be one of two members of the club that has perfect attendance. I have 54 years perfect attendance, and another member of the club my father brought in, Ray Fitch, has 55 years perfect attendance. We've seen a lot of changes in the club, in the activities of the club, and in the community. The Rotary Club has always been a community active club. Since back in '44, when my father was the first president up until today, each president of the Rotary Club has the one purpose in mind, the service above self. That's the Rotary of Rotary, and we serve the community, and we serve it in many numerous ways. We have a scholarship fund, which is outstanding. We give out over $300,000 in the scholarship fund. We run a raffle and a auction to raise the funds to be able to do this for the students of Wilmington High, Shawshene Tech, and we actually do with the school in Reading, that if they live in Wilmington and they go there to that school, we actually help them out. But over the years, the club has done many things for the town, including Rotary Park. My father, along with 9 other fellas, each put in $1,000 to buy the Rotary Park for $10,000 and start the development. They started the Little League there with the baseball, and now the park's used for all different purposes. That was one of the first things. They also originally had a dental clinic, which they started and had in the high school, the Rotary did. We have a very active participation in and around the holidays, where we will make many a gift to needy families in town, whether they're senior citizens or what the case is. The club does many things for needy people, especially on the holidays. But every week we are involved in some process to continue the motto of Rotary, which is service above self. I'm proud to say that I have been a member of the Wilmington Rotary Club as long as it's been as I can remember, going back to when my father was first president back in '44. He had us walking down the streets in the town parade, holding sheets, raising funds for the Rotary Club as kids, and it was a tremendous event. Some old timers in town are going to remember those things, but today we do as many active things as we did when we started back in '44. I thank you for the opportunity to speak.
For everyone watching, remember, November 16th, the auction is going to be held at the Knights of Columbus. Please attend and help support the town of Wilmington.
Could you dedicate yourself to a worthy cause? Could you go the distance to keep a child healthy? Could you travel to the other side of the world to help eliminate polio? Could you? A Rotary member could. We're dedicated to connecting children with vaccinations and ending polio worldwide. All it takes is one person to make a difference, like me, like you. Could you help change the world? Will you? Rotary. Humanity in motion.